maybe 10 or 11 grams.
They're really good. How much fat?
Maybe a gram.
That's really good then.
What about sugar? I use Splenda.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Really tasty.
Show's got too much testosterone.
Oh, because we're talking about...
Yeah. Starting out with recipes.
Well, it's recipes for protein bars that you made at home so you can lift 20% more than your max. How'd your workout go?
Oh, I didn't have to do it Saturday.
Why?
Rob had to go out to Garrett and meet with them about them changing the name of the town.
Okay. So you didn't have to... Did you work out at all over the weekend?
Yeah, he gave me a list of stuff to do.
How'd that work out?
Huh?
Normal workout.
I just went in and pushed some stuff around for about 45 minutes and ran a little bit, and that was plenty. Well, plus, if you're going to do this crazy thing of working out with more weight than you can lift, somebody else is going to have to be there. Because if you can't lift it, then you can't lift it. I hate to get too in-depth, because not everybody works out.
But gravity takes over.
Yeah. At a certain point, you really have to be realistic about it.
Gravity will help you set it down, however.
Yeah. So I didn't have to mess with that at all.
All right.
And he was out there, I don't know, a couple hours.
He's very excited. He's very excited. He's spinning.
I don't think they said yes.
I didn't say yes, but everything's...
Because he just met with the mayor. He didn't meet with the city council.
Yeah, they got a list of some things they need. We can provide most of them. He's looking at buying property already.
Down there?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because he thinks it's going to be the next big mecca. Once Russ Martin show, it becomes Russ Martin, Texas. It's going to be huge, and property values are going to skyrocket. I'm not kidding. He's already talked to somebody about buying. He has pictures of the cows.
When did he get that? On Saturday?
Sunday, when he went down again.
He went back?
All day Sunday, he and Wendy. Looking for property. Near Russ Martin, Texas. Not in, because he couldn't afford to be inside the city limits. That's ridiculous. I'm dead serious.
They haven't agreed to anything.
No.
He just met with the mayor and came back with a list. He's rattling all the way back, talking to me on the phone. And I'm just waiting for a gap to go, ask yes or no. Are they going to change the name of the city? And he's rattling off things that they need.
Right. We get a list. Make a list of things they need. Computer system for the city. Road repair. He's got a buddy that's already volunteered.
Who's got a buddy?
Rob does.
You've got a buddy that can do roads?
Has road equipment, yes. Repair street signage. We can do that.
Well, Craig at Eagle, I could do that.
Mm-hmm. Additional police vehicle. You've already promised to do that.
Well, not if I'm going to pay for the roads and make signs. What else I got to do?
Additional police and fire volunteers. That shouldn't be too hard.
Well, we could do that on the weekends.
Mm-hmm. You could actually become an officer.
No, because you still have to go through I think the state training, I don't think you can get around.
Okay, he said something about you could get whatever it is an officer gets.
A reserve?
Certified.
Okay.
Yeah, he said you can do that.
Without having to go to class?
That's what Rob said.
Read on.
Okay. Legal assistance.
Like Everett 10 Power stuff?
Exactly. Right. Business structures. I don't know what that means. And contract negotiations for utilities. There's your whole list. That's what they need.
I don't understand the utilities part. Or the business structures. I stopped listening after you said I could get certified.
Or you would.
So I have to do all this.
Those are negotiation issues. If they're going to grow as a city and become Russ Martin, Texas, those are some things they need. And they really want to do this anyway because Ennis almost took them over. I don't know how much of this I'm supposed to say on the air, but the city of Ennis almost took them over recently. And so they really do want to make their city bigger.
So they're struggling to stay an entity.
Right. And so they really are kind of excited about this.
All of them or just the mayor?
Well,
and sure Rob?
We have mostly the mayor and Rob. I had one of Garrett police officers come out to my appearance on Saturday. He said they're pretty excited about it. I'm just telling you.
What are you smiling at, Dan?
I just think this is so cool because on Friday I'm thinking, you know, at the end of the show,
this is another bit that it was fun to talk about, and then it'll be dead in a couple of days.
Or, you know, it might last a week or two, and something will happen, and it will fall apart through no, you know, bad intentions of yours.
Well, there'll be somebody on the city council or somebody in the mix
Right.
who says, no, we're not going to do this. We're going to try and make it on our own. Fine, do that, and then rot.
Exactly. But right now it seems like, you know, you have a list now of things that they would need help with, and I obviously didn't know about Ennis almost taking them over.
And guess what else Ennis is? Dry.
Can you make yourself wet?
Yes.
I think I just did.
You would own the only liquor. You would own the only liquor store. Where you can see.
There's your promo for the day.
I know, I got it.
So as a city, you could just say, we're wet.
Yeah, you voted in and you opened a liquor store.
There's your business structure right there. Check that off the list.
Yeah.
We're wet in Garrett, or in Russ Martin.
I just got excited, too. I'm selling liquor in my pants. Rob, come in here. I really thought after the meeting Saturday they'd talk about it. They say that's interesting. We appreciate the offer, but this is a lot bigger than what you guys can overtake. Thanks for the time. And I figured after Saturday, that'd be the end of it. Rob.
I'll be there. Just give me a minute.
Yes, Shelby.
Hi, I'm from Garrett, and we would love to have you there, and just to let you know that it is a wet city.
Why don't they have a liquor store down there then?
Well, the liquor store is in Alma, just south of it, but it sells beer and whatnot. There's one right off of the exit, 879.
But is there a liquor store or not in Garrett?
Not in Garrett, but you can sell beer.
Okay. But Garrett's wet.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, sweetie.
Thank you.
All right.
Sup?
What are you doing?
Working on my drums.
Why is it I feel like a dad who comes home every day to find out what my stupid kids are doing?
Kind of.
Oh, sorry.
Well, go ahead and answer it. Maybe it's Garrett.
Hello? Hello? Yes. Hey, man. Okay. Okay.
I want to get a vibe
All right,
on.
bye.
Who's that?
Sergeant Beckham.
With?
Garrett PD.
I'm sorry, that's RMPD.
Oh, sorry. He said there are plans for a liquor store, but there's nothing there yet.
Oh, there are more than plans for a liquor store. We all just went wet.
We've already got product covered.
Yeah. What, on a 1 to 10, realistically, give me a number that you think this could happen. 10 being for sure.
5.
That's not very good.
It's better than we were Thursday. You didn't have a town Thursday. Now you're halfway there.
So, do they want all the stuff on this list? What is the thing with contract negotiations for utilities? Do they not have power, gas?
No, they have power, they have water, they have all that stuff, but it's whoever negotiated it, 50 years ago, they really got screwed. So they could use some help in renegotiating those contracts and trying to come up with better deals.
And what about the business structures? What is that?
Well, they actually just annexed a 1 mile strip on the 45.
Right.
So they have access to, that area. And
Well, that's going to be money right there. Just stick a squad car out there and just wait.
well, that's one of the reasons that they emailed you about the police car. It's because they need one.
How long before they annex the freeway?
They said it should be within the next 90 days, I think.
That's all right. Answer it.
Hello? Yes? Hi, Sylvia, at Dr. Toledo's office. Okay.
What are you getting now?
Nothing.
Why are they calling?
Just check on.
No.
Hello, sir.
My sinuses started into a tornado over the weekend.
Okay.
Dr. Toledo, I think he's got a sinus
Fix?
expert.
Oh.
Because the stuff that I'm taking is just enough to get me by. And you know what? Maybe that's all you can hope for. So I think Carlos said there's mountain cedar in the air.
Okay.
I've never had problems with that before. Why is it as you get older, crap that didn't bother you does?
You develop them. You can develop allergies to all kinds of things.
Because normally after we get into that freeze, I'm cool for the winter.
I just don't think we froze long enough. I got trees that are starting to bud again.
So he's supposed to tell me something.
Okay. All right.
You know, do I need to go in? Do I need to get some kind of surgery? Do I need to get tested? Because I've always done this kind of half-assed and a piecemeal type thing of try this, try that. Well, all right, that got me through one season. Where are you going? Oh, that got me through one season. But every year, it seems to get worse.
It comes back.
What'd he say?
He has an allergy specialist, and then he also has a sinus specialist, but he's certified as an ear, nose, and throat doctor as well. So
Hang on, Toledo or the other guys?
Toledo is.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that.
he's probably going to want to do some tests.
What would they have to do? We know that I'm allergic to something. Whatever's in the air now, that's a pretty good allergy test because I'm allergic to it.
Right. So he doesn't think that it's necessarily you need to see a sinus specialist,
Right.
but the
Ear, nose, and throat?
allergy specialist. Yeah.
Actually, I don't get what they're going to tell me any different from anybody else.
You mean as far as the allergy stuff? Well, for one, they actually find out exactly what it is you're allergic to,
I'm allergic to whatever's in the air right now.
which is.
Air. I guess the biggest thing is mountain cedar.
Do you know of any other type of allergies you may have? Because maybe it could be something in conjunction with something else that sets it off as well.
I would say probably whatever's prominent in the air right now is the problem. The winds are up. It's dry. That could be the reason I'm having problems. Is
So much junk.
yeah, there's junk in the air because there's been no rain to weight it down. Do I have to go someplace, or can they come up
I
here?
got to call him back. I didn't want to interrupt. So.
Oh. All right. So, who do you know that can do roads? How many roads do they have? How long? How many miles are we talking about? I mean, linear miles.
I don't know. As far as miles, it can't be, but maybe 5 miles total if you added all the roads up.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, I don't think it's and the road actually leading into Garrett, where City Hall and stuff is. That's actually a state maintained road.
All right, so
it's
that one's
actually
done.
Yeah, it's where you get to City Hall and some of the houses and stuff like that.
Can we get by with that hot stuff that they lay?
Asphalt?
Yeah, can we get by with that?
I think so. Yeah, I just have to have my buddy's going to go down there and look at it with me.
Computer system. How big?
Well, they don't have anything now, and they just got a $10,000 grant. So what I was thinking is we could help them with some of our resources to purchase computer equipment
Yeah.
and help save them some money so that they could put that away for other projects.
Okay.
Rob, long and short of it, Rob thinks he can handle the computers for about $2,500. They have a $10,000 grant.
Where'd they get the grant from?
Federal.
Oh. So what are they doing now? All records at City Hall are just on paper?
Yes. Yes.
Well, hell, just one computer would be more than they got.
Absolutely.
What's wrong with the street signage?
It's just run down. And plus, if we change the name, then,
Oh, we have to do that.
right.
And they still want the police vehicle.
They need it desperately. And they actually have another vehicle. It looks like an old LTD, those old boxy type.
Yeah,
or
Lincoln.
maybe the
Not a
70s
Lincoln,
or
a
something.
Ford.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like it's got a good body, but they say it doesn't run. But it's sitting in somebody's yard. So if we fix that, and if you were able to give them a car, that'd be 2 additional squad cars.
Give him your truck, John.
That's a thought.
Spittleville truck.
We're never going to shoot Spittleville again?
Yeah?
When? When?
I want this town first.
Would that be just a tax write-off, I guess?
I don't know.
They'd make the price of a vehicle in a year on traffic tickets alone.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to catch anybody on the freeway with that one.
The truck.
Yeah.
What about your vet? You were looking at maybe getting a new one anyway.
So I give them the old one?
It's not old. It's a 2003 or 2004.
It's an 04. What I meant is give it to them.
If you're going to buy another one. That'd be cool. The only strip with a Corvette on it, and it's yours.
What color was their police car?
It's white with like but we have to restripe the vehicles anyway. So
How come? Oh, that's right. Yes. So you met with the mayor, right?
he's the mayor pro tem.
Where was the mayor?
The mayor's not around, so he's acting mayor. But the reason that
Why is the mayor not around?
I don't know.
Is he unavailable for reasons?
No, I don't know.
Is he on?
They may have moved.
Okay. And he didn't leave a forwarding?
Well,
Is the mayor of Garrett, Texas on the lam?
no.
Where's the mayor of Garrett, Texas?
Well, here's the reason.
What is it you're leaving out?
Here's the reason why Steve, the gentleman I met with,
The mayor pro tem.
is the mayor pro tem, is because on the city council, the mayor doesn't have a vote. So instead of becoming full-on mayor, he's mayor pro tem with a vote.
Why would the mayor not be able to vote?
Never heard of that.
It's just, I guess, the way they're structured.
Claude, go see who's on Rob's phone.
And how many actual city council members do they have?
I think there's 5.
That's not too many to convince. Is that do you just have to convince the city council to change the name, or they have to have a town meeting vote, referendum, something?
I think at a city council meeting, the public can come and be there.
I think in White Settlement they put it up for a city vote.
You get a vote. Oh, is it a vote? I don't know.
They did in White Settlement. I don't know if you have to do that or if they just did.
I think that would depend on its city charter, I would think.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't
All right.
get that deep.
What is it, Claude?
Sergeant Beckman. Yes.
See what do you want?
Hello?
Hey,
What's up?
mayor's out of town.
That's what I told him.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Later.
I feel very dirty all of a sudden. Hey, shh. Where's that?
What I tell you Saturday? The mayor is out of town. He's away. Tell him he's at a farm. Don't tell him it's a prison farm. So we got a 50-50 shot of this happening.
When I went and met with them, they didn't tell me no. They gave me a tour of the city hall, the fire department, and the police station, which happens to be the same building.
Right.
And we left it to the point where I'm going to come up with a list of things that we may be able to assist them with, and then I'd like to follow up. And I'd actually like you, if they're going to change the name of the town, you might want to drive down there and at least take
Why are
a
you
look.
down there? Why are you down there looking at land?
Oh, because I want to get some land. I called Trey, and he's going to try to help, and I think JD's agent is going to try to help me too.
Real estate agent, yeah. He's very serious. He's taking a picture of the cows. And the bison.
Why don't you wait and see how this plays out?
Okay.
So you went down there. You already got a realtor.
Well, I went down there and met with Matt Newsom, the guy that owns the land.
Okay.
So
how much land are you looking at buying?
I'd like to get 10 acres.
Okay.
It's 25 minutes from here.
I didn't realize it was that close.
That's what he said.
I had a meeting. I had to be here
From
yesterday.
there to the station.
Yes, I had to be here to meet.
Well, it takes me that long to get here.
Yeah, David Henry yesterday, because he wanted me to do that tour for the Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
And it took me 25 minutes.
You volunteered for that. So if we can help with most of the stuff on this list, are they in?
I think if you are open to helping with that, then I think we can continue to explore the possibility, yes.
Well, I'm not going to do this first.
No. That's not what I said.
I know, but I'm just saying, I'm not going to commit to this first. I want my town first.
Right.
And then I'll fix up my town.
Right.
That way it'll be a sense of pride.
A town owner.
Yeah.
We could probably use Tim Powers to help, go down there and talk to them, talk to, the attorney that they're working with. Maybe draft up some sort of initial paperwork agreement.
All right. So what's our next step? We called them, or are you looking into all the stuff on this list, or do I have to go down there next weekend, or what?
I think you should probably go down this weekend and meet with the mayor. I won't be.
Am I going to meet with the mayor or the mayor pro tem?
The mayor pro tem.
Because the mayor's
right. And meet with
How long is the mayor going to be out of town? 3 to 5?
I think
Is he just really on vacation or something?
I think it's indefinitely.
Maybe you just left and the voting hasn't come back around yet.
How come you're not going to be here this weekend?
I have to go out of town Friday.
Where are you going? Meet the mayor. Where are you going?
I'm supposed to go to New York.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know.
What's the matter?
I might have to go to L.A.
Why?
Rob,
Hold on.
you gonna do this now?
What's the matter with him?
How much do you want me to say, Rob?
Rob, go wait outside so I don't have to watch you cry. O'Malley's smiling, so you guys know something.
I know everything. I just thought you knew.
I don't know anything.
Okay.
So, again, I'm coming home to find out what my stupid kids have been doing. What is Mongo up to?
He's not up to anything. Friday's a trip to New York with his wife, Wendy.
Okay, yeah, he gave her that for Christmas because he got that special airfare on Buddha Airlines or something. All right.
Spirit.
Okay, but what else is Mongo up to?
Mongo has a very dear friend who's now the CEO of a major radio corporation in Los Angeles, and they've called and offered him a job today to market 2 radio stations out there.
So why is he crying?
Because he doesn't want to leave you.
Well, then don't let him leave.
Money's really good.
How much?
About 6 times what he makes. Maybe 5.
Is this real?
Unless y'all are pulling it on me.
I don't know anything about it.
This guy he's worked with before. I wasn't going to say any of this because I was going to let him address it with you, but since he decided to break down, why did he pick that moment to tell you this?
I don't know. Is this real?
As far as I know, it's real. Unless he's just making it up. He's a great crier, so if it's a hose on me, then ha-ha, you all got me. Because he's been bringing this to me all
I'm
day.
out. The last thing that I was having Jack with was Gavin was going to offer him or talk to him about doing promotions here because Jeff got married to some guy in the Navy and they're going off.
Supposedly he's got a friend out in L.A. and he's worked with him before, and the guy calls him today and he offered him a marketing position with 2 radio stations out there. That's all I know. It's all started 2 hours ago, as far as I know.
Well, why is he crying?
I don't know. Probably because he doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to have to tell you. He's not leaving. He's
going out there for a job interview.
No, he's going to New York just for fun, but he's going to have to go to L.A. for a job interview to talk to this guy. I'm anxious, so sure he's going to have to interview. The guy knows him. He's worked with him before.
Why has he got to hit me with this at the beginning of the book?
That I don't know.
I got other issues.
I know you do.
I got Gavin to deal with. I got the company that wants to talk about renegotiation for real.
Oh, really?
And I got to be on the station with David Lee Roth.
You're having a bad week.
I don't think this is going to stop Friday. And now I got to get another producer.
I'm not sure about that. Maybe.
Well, if they're offering him well into the 6 figures, yeah, he's going to take it. He's got a family to raise, if he could ever have one.
God. That's what he's wrestling with. Apparently just got a phone call just about an hour ago. That's what he told me, unless this is a hose on me.
As far as anything's going, I don't know anything about it.
Okay. If it's not a hose on me, then he walked in, he had that...
Was he crying when he came in to see you?
No. That's the first time I've seen him cry. But he had this feeling in my gut. I don't know what to do. But he's a great actor, so I don't know if y'all were pulling it on me. But if you're not, it's not a bit.
I'm telling you, it's not a bit. If it is, I'm not in on this one. And I hate being on this side of the radio.
I know.
Because it sucks.
I hate it. Because I don't know what the punchline is here. Do you know, Mally?
No, I have no idea.
Like the cat with your arms crossed.
No, I'm just absorbing this because when I got to the station today, Rob was talking to JD about this, and he just fed me little pieces of information, and then I could sort of piece it together myself. So I now know as much as you do.
Well, he's going to take the job. Because he can only make so much here until, and I told him, if this show goes into syndication, my first goal is to bump up his salary.
Absolutely.
So I'm not taking anything in until I get him to where he needs to be. And if he wants to do that to somebody that's going to be that giving to him, then take the job in L.A. Pack your crap now and go.
That's why he's crying.
Start flapping.
That's why he's crying. He doesn't want to do that to you. You've been nothing but really, really good to him. He looks at you like a father. He doesn't want to do that. But
So why is he going to L.A.?
He hasn't gone to L.A. This all happened in the last few hours.
He said he's going.
He never said he's going.
Why did he start crying?
Because he goes, he has an option to go that he doesn't want to take, but he can't afford to live here anymore.
He can afford to live here.
Not what he's making. He's getting further and further in debt. Wants to start.
How's he getting further in debt?
He doesn't make that much like he used to.
He still makes a lot of money. And now he's going to want to sit down and talk about this.
I asked him to wait until next weekend to talk to you about this. I don't know why it had to all spill out here Monday.
How we doing, Chloe? Is that Dr. Venegas? Is that Black Eddie on 10? What's that kid's name in there? Brad. Is that Black Eddie? All right. When Eddie calls up, type into the screen, Black... I hit the delay, but everybody on her all heard it. Hi, Carlos.
Hey, Russ, what's going on?
Nah.
Hey, how are your allergies doing?
They're a little bit better today, but I'm all doped up.
Yeah, I got your email that the mountain cedar and stuff. We didn't have very much of a freeze at all, man. I mean, so all this stuff's up and around, and I think it's a good idea if kind of get an allergist to kind of take a look at you.
Well, what's an allergist going to tell me that's any different? He's going to say, hey, you're allergic to mountain cedar, take something for it.
Right. Well, what an allergist will do is basically pinpoint what one allergy you may have or a multiplicity of allergies you have with testing, and then after that, make sure that what you're taking is going to basically handle it those periods of time, and if it becomes to be something where every year it seems to be getting worse and worse, then start you on sensitization, which is basically the shots to try to build up your own immune response so you won't get to the point where you've been getting over the past years where it starts getting, really sinus congestion and stuff leading to a big sinus infection. I mean, this year you've been doing pretty good. You haven't gotten really that sick, though, except for congestion and the drip and drainage, but that's because of the stuff that's around.
Well, some of the stuff I guess you just can't get around.
Yeah, you can't. The symptoms you can't. You try to pinpoint as much as you can what you're allergic to, and then treat the symptoms so they don't become a nuisance. And like with you, it's because you're on the show, your drip and drainage will kind of get you to clean your throat a lot, and you can hear it in your voice phonation that you're congested up, especially up in the sinuses.
Yeah, yesterday, John, you remember when you and I flew to L.A.?
Oh, God, yes.
And I went into those fits.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was having yesterday.
Just constantly.
You can't, I just couldn't stop. It was just sneeze after sneeze going through the house, and you couldn't get more than 3 feet away from a tissue.
Yeah, see, right now you sound like you're nasally, you have some sinus congestion.
Yeah, I'm a little bit better today. But I broke down and went and got some Afrin and just doubled up on everything else that I was taking. So now I got the jitters. But I'll drink my way out of that.
Right, and then just remember, the Afrin you can't use for more than 2 days in a row, because then you start developing a tolerance to it. So you have to stop for about a day or 2 days and then use it again.
Is it just that brand or that type of medicine?
That type of medicine.
All right. So I can only use that a couple of days, and then how long off of it?
2.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then then you can do it again. You do 2 on, 2 off, 2 on.
All right.
But, allergists would be a good recommendation. George is an ENT by training, George Toledo. But there's a couple of good allergists, not in your area than here in Dallas, that we can send you to if you want to go that route. And you may find that they're going to want to do not only the testing, but start you on the shots to try to get you under control. But I don't think you really need the shots because it's only this time of the year. Pretty much during the rest of the time, you're okay.
As I've gotten older, it was a problem in the fall.
Right.
Only in the fall. And then as I got older, it's the fall and the spring.
Yeah.
Now I'm having it in the winter. So obviously I'm shooting for an annual event.
Exactly. So then that means, though, to how long ago, up until how long were you starting to take something for your allergies? We first started you around late fall, didn't we?
Yeah.
Antihistamine.
Yes. All right, he dropped the call, or I hung up on him. I just like to get to the point where it's manageable. Yesterday it wasn't.
It just gets way out of control. Now Saturday, was it on?
Saturday, it was kind of borderline. I just started doubling up on the medicine, and then Sunday, the medicine didn't seem to do any good.
And really nothing's changed in the air in the last 2 days. Do we have front come through?
Yeah, I think we did last night or early this morning, but it was obviously very small.
I may not be the only person going through this. If all the allergists are seeing an influx of people, then some people are just allergic to this crap, and you just got to suffer through it, or you move off.
Take the shots.
Yeah, if that'll handle it, I'd rather do that.
And those are actually really good. I actually did allergy shots when I was a little kid. Like every Wednesday morning before school, go get the shot. Because when I was young, I was allergic to everything.
Is there any reaction to it?
Not that I remember. I think I was 7.
All right, I'll give it a shot. You said we needed a break? Badly? Hold on. Yes, Eddie?
What am I?
Say it again?
I said, what up, money?
Oh, money. I got it.
Yeah. So, man, what's this about you getting to town?
I'm working on it.
Oh, that'll be tight, man. I'll move down there. Can I be mayor?
Mm-mm.
Why, man?
Town's going to be segregated.
Oh,
What?
It's not.
Yep, it's going to be wet and white.
Why come I can't be mayor down there and you be the city manager?
No.
Why, man? I mean, we could be like...
I can't have a mayor. I can't have a mayor that I won't let into the city limits.
We could be a dynamic duo.
Wet
and nigga Robin. Come on, man. You gotta love that.
Wet and white.
I guess. What's up on Rob, man?
I don't know.
Man, don't let him go, man.
I can't come up with that kind of money. The only thing that's going to balance it out is I'm sure the cost of living in L.A. is double, maybe triple what it is here. So you gotta weigh that in.
Come on, man. You seen what happened to Dan?
Dan
Lewis.
No, I'm not the same.
No, it's not the same thing. Rob knows what he's doing.
Rob's done this
Dan
job.
Lewis thought he knew what he was doing, and then that's when reality caught up with him.
Man,
drive-by.
Something you could do. You Russ Martin. We love Rob, man. We love dope boy.
I'll try and maybe get him some extra stuff. You know, thanks, Eddie. I gotta go. Maybe get him some stuff that, like cars. Where he gets rid of his car payment.
He'd add it up and see if he can get the promotions job here.
I just got so much crap to deal with. I can probably guilt him into not going.
I know you can. That's why he started to cry. He doesn't want to leave.
Oh. Well, then our problem's solved.
It's not.
How do you move away from your family?
Don't do this.
The people that love you, the people that care about you. You can go to L.A., and how many people there are going to love you?
You were such an ass. Don't. Let him make the right decision without your pressure.
He's going to ask me my opinion.
Of course he is.
Okay.
And you're going to say?
I'm going to
I
tell
want what's best for you and your beautiful wife.
I want what's best for me. My beautiful house. All right, we'll break.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Like nothing you've ever heard before. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
I didn't hear it. The only thing I got is I got Sirius on the TVs at home, but I don't know if
You don't get it on the TV at home.
you know.
No.
So what do they do?
It was more of a part of it was a press conference. People Magazine, Extra, Entertainment Tonight, those kind of people asking questions, and part of it was just kind of explaining.
Hold on a second, Claude. You hear that?
Yeah.
Keep talking.
Part of it was just explaining. Wow.
Yeah, Bob is out today. Bob is out today, and Jay is going to do it first thing tomorrow morning.
So what do I do today? Keep talking, Jay.
There was no bad audio on Stern Show.
I don't know.
Go get me some compressed air.
Okay.
What is this?
Oh no, just the email that said they were all fixed last week, but whatever.
They're not fixed. Okay. Every week I come in here and one of these faders has got something going on with it. Thank you. Say something now.
All right. Well,
perfect. All right. They did what?
He just kind of talked about the fact that what kind of comedy they're going to do. He said, I'm not going to get out here and I'm not going to drop the F word and the C word. And he actually said, he didn't say the bad word. He just said the letter F. He said,
it's like what I've been saying since all this started.
Exactly. He goes, your punchline is gone. He goes, furthermore, it's uncomfortable. It's not funny. He goes, so we're not going to be doing that. We'll be much more creative than that.
And that's exactly what I told that
forever.
That attorney,
Jack Thompson?
Yeah, in Florida.
Right.
He's already, or was already, I don't know what he's going to do now, to go after Stern. Well, I got him off terrestrial radio. Now I'm going to get him off satellite. What's he going to do? He promises to be obscene. He promises a lot of stuff. That doesn't mean that he's going to do it.
Nope. And he explained, they asked him, what do you think obscene is? And he talked about the war and, priests touching kids. He goes, those things are obscene. Body sounds are just, to me, not obscene. Because if it comes out, we all poot. And you can use the word poot. We all do that. That's not obscene.
So it's going to be the same show with fewer limitations. Stuff that they couldn't do on broadcast, couldn't get away with on broadcast radio.
What sounds like.
That to us, as broadcasters, might seem benign, but the FCC would jump your ass for it.
The occasional word that slipped out was really in conversation. It wasn't meant. Somebody didn't just say words just to say them.
Right.
It was just casual conversation, and if it slipped, it slipped. Like it would in the hall or at a party or in the office.
Or the one day on the air you called Hillary Clinton the C word.
That was very natural, and it just slipped.
And nobody caught it.
Nobody caught it. Let that one go. So anyway, it was interesting. I listened for maybe 30 minutes.
Did you already have Sirius, or did you sign up for it for this?
I had it because of Margaritaville. That's got one channel that's dedicated to Jimmy Buffett.
Oh. So you don't pay any extra for the Stern channel?
Nope. And he's got two channels. One of them is Stern News, and the other one, so that all they do all day is talk about Howard Stern and news that's related to him.
All right.
And the other channel is his actual show, and they're going to have some other shows like Bubba the Love Sponge, whoever that is, and a few other people.
All right. And I read part of Mark Davis's column in the paper today.
Yeah, I have it over here.
He's missed this all the way around.
Yes, as far as setting down this horde.
He just
Right.
All right. Howard Stern's last show on conventional radio was December 16th. His first show on Sirius Satellite is this morning. But his era has ended. The new show will contain much of what made him one of the most significant broadcasters in history. It just won't matter as much anymore. Atomized across a spectrum of 100-plus channels. Atomized. Across the spectrum of 100-plus channels, the Stern Show will be one of countless listening options in the vast, wondrous forest.
He's good. Wordsmith.
Atomized and vast, wondrous forest that Sirius and its larger competitor XM have created. Gone forever will be the compelling tension of hearing what the show gets away with. Gone will be its large chunk of its appeal. Well, here's what Mark is missing. He makes it sound like, all right, you're part of this tiny universe now, and now you got all these other channels that people can pick from. People could pick from those channels long before Stern or anybody else moved over there. So that competition, just because you moved over to that broadcast medium,
they were always there,
doesn't mean that your competition increased. It's always been the same.
Absolutely. When I'm driving around the car, I have the choice of my Sirius and all those, or all the original channels that I had before. It doesn't make any difference. You're going to listen to what's best.
The main trailblazer for many shock jocks to follow, Howard Stern, climbed the national well, we know that. After years of legendary skirmishes with the FCC, his switch to satellite radio is equal parts of victory and surrender. It will be a victory because he will never have to worry about government nannies clamping down on him and finding his management and affiliate stations. But it is a surrender because he has left the battlefield. Well, that's another jackass comment.
I agree.
Now, here's, and this one's easy to tear apart. If they had offered Stern the exact same money he was making on broadcast radio,
okay,
and he moved over to Sirius, then yeah, you gave up.
Retreating.
But when somebody offers you $500 million to go someplace where you don't have to mess with a bunch of goats and you've got more creative control, who doesn't take that? How is that how is that surrendering? How's it laying down the sword?
Doesn't seem to be at all. We'd go in a second. Offer $500 million.
Not for mornings.
Oh, that's true. $500 million?
He don't get it all at once.
Okay, $100 million a year. You won't go.
I don't think that's all for him. He's got staff and it's
okay. $75 million a year
to go to mornings.
Yeah.
Mornings.
$75 million a year.
Think about every day when you wake up.
I
What time do you wake up every day?
8 o'clock.
Okay.
On average.
All right. Imagine at that point where you're just waking up and you're trying to talk yourself out of getting out of bed. If we were doing mornings, you'd have been working for 2 hours.
Yeah, at least. Longer than that. You're right. Oh, I know. It sucked. It was horrible. But that kind of money is astounding.
I don't have to have that much money to be happy. I'm happy in my heart.
You said you're miserable.
Well, I'd be more miserable if I had to get up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning because that feeling, that pending doom of missing the alarm clock or finding something to start the show with at 6 o'clock every morning, that never goes away, and I don't know how anybody does it.
I agree with you. I just don't. We don't ever have to make that decision and never throw that kind of money at you.
With afternoons, you got all day to think about it. You get up, you jack around, you do some stuff, you go through all the papers.
Things have settled from the night before. You know what's going on.
You make notes. Then by 3 o'clock, you got pretty much formulated, and it's a cakewalk.
That's the whole thing of our show, as we've said before. Hanging out in the treehouse.
It's after school.
Who hangs out in the treehouse at 6 in the morning? Don't. Don't.
Well, sometimes they wake up. Let's see what else. And it's also, this is the battle that Mark's talking about. It's a battle that you can't win because you're in a fight with somebody who's not playing by rules. They keep changing the rules, and the rules that they do lay down, they're gray. They move. They're on wheels.
Yeah, it'd be like we said before, setting the speed limit. And, well, it kind of depends on what we determine speeding is today.
Yeah. It's going to change every day. The speed limit is what we decide, and that's what's going to be on the sign.
Go ahead, drive down the road. We'll see.
There's a speed limit. We just don't know what it is today. Go ahead. Trade-off. Second reason Howard stays is... But even if they were all Howard's... Okay, then it talks about... Sirius has about 3 million customers right now, a million more than it had at the end of summer. Many of those sign-ups are Stern listeners who do not want to miss a day of them. But even if they were all Howard Stern listeners, they would only have amount to a small fraction of the audience he's built in conventional radio. Again, this is the start of satellite radio. It's just like...
It's the first real personality that's gone to satellite radio.
Right. This just added some validity to that medium. It's no longer a place where people who can't get a job or keep a job are just too stupid... Before Stern moved over there, it was the love boat of radio.
Exactly. It was the dumping grounds.
And then Mark goes off on his own tear of explaining, you may have no use for Stern or his show. That's fine. It's the principle that matters. If you celebrate the government's persecution of broadcasters on the flimsy premise of indefinable community standards, be careful what you wish for. The show that you hate that is silenced today can lead to the show you loved that is silenced tomorrow.
I've heard him make that argument on the air before. Not with anything. Be careful what you protest.
The rest of it. But the battlefield, they offered him the same or less money, and he said, I'm tired of jacking with these jokers. I'm out of here. Then maybe there's an argument there. I'm laying down the sword, and I'm going away.
What was he making before? Do you have any idea?
10, 12 million a year?
No, it was more than that.
Was it?
Yeah, because they would actually list it. I saw it a couple of years ago in Entertainment Magazine, where they would list, powerful celebrities and everything. A couple of years ago, it was 20-something million,
okay, so
25, 30 million, something like that. The only thing I wasn't sure of, though, was they didn't specify in that little, survey if that included, was that just his base salary, or was that plus, appearances and endorsements and all that sort of stuff.
His production company.
That, too.
Yeah. All right. Hi, Bill.
Hey, how you doing, Russ?
Good.
Hey, Grand Dragon.
Hello.
Hey, you guys were talking about Howard's how much money he's making for Sirius.
Mm-hmm.
He did a show about a month ago, and he said that the money that he got was just for him. Everybody had to negotiate their own salaries.
Okay. Well, now I got different stories from Gary when he was in town.
That's what he did on the show. He said, he goes, it was up to everybody else to decide, how they were going to negotiate.
It's not what he said on the air this morning either about Robin. Talking about how he had taken care of Robin.
Oh,
and he
that it was all part of the $500 million umbrella?
Right.
All right. Good going, Bill.
Thanks.
Okay.
According to Gary, when he was in town, that $500 million, obviously that's spread out over 5 years, so it's not as wondrous as it sounds.
It's only $100 million.
Right. I think a lot of that is, or that also includes operational costs.
Okay.
Staff salaries.
Still a lot of cash.
Not to go to mornings.
Not to do mornings. I understand.
Would you ever consider a contract like that here if they wanted to do something like that? They just give you basically a show budget and then...
Like if they gave me $500 million?
Yeah.
And then I would just do operational stuff?
Yeah. Then
I'd still make $500 million. What is it, Rob?
I was just going to say that includes all the marketing too, the newspaper, print articles, television commercials, etc.
Okay. And just operate the show as a business?
Yeah, and then of course you would be...
Why would I do that if I don't have to?
I was just wondering if they...
What would be the incentive?
Sort of like in his situation, you already basically have, total autonomy as far as your show goes.
Okay.
But it would just be, even more so. You would be able to, like in Rob's, situation, you'd be able to help directly as opposed to going to corporate or Gavin or something.
Well, I could do that now. I could take money out of my own salary and give it to Rob.
That's true.
So if the $500 million was mine, and I was keeping a lot of it, then I'd have to take some away from me and give it to Rob. So really, it's the same scenario, just with a lot more headaches.
I follow you there.
You're going to run the business and worry about all the problems.
Yeah.
And here you can just get to scream at him, make him jump.
And now I got to worry about him going to L.A.
Yes.
Did you guys talk off the air? Did he say anything?
Not during that last break. We talked before the show.
Well, how much did he say?
He seemed very upset. I talked to him once earlier today, well, twice actually, about it. And then the CEO guy called him back and he said,
Who did?
The CEO gentleman from the radio station out there. And he said, it's 2 stations, and I need you pretty quick. I need a marketing person to run 2 stations. And they're already sold on Rob. It's not like an interview process. He's one of 6.
No, you wouldn't have to. I know what Rob's capable of.
And they've worked with him before. That's my point is they didn't hear about him somewhere.
So what are you going to do, Rob? I'll be able to make him cry every day with this.
I know.
Until he leaves.
Don't let him leave.
What am I going to do? I'm going to come up with
Make the station come up with some cash.
I've gone through the station before when Rob was going through some tough times, and getting them to do anything is...
I know.
But it's like I said, they can come up with $3,000 to put up in here for a temporary wall because the engineers can't figure out that sound's coming through the ceiling. They could do that. But you got to get them in a headlock to get $2 or $3 an hour for O'Malley and anything for Rob.
We got him a raise.
Yeah, a raise that broke down to pennies a day.
Exactly.
Well, he got 3%. Well, why don't you piss in his hair?
That was embarrassing.
What are you going to do, Rob?
I don't want to talk about it.
I wouldn't either. It's hard to leave your family. Are you going to go out there this weekend?
Let's go to New York.
I have to call him tonight.
So do you have to make a decision tonight? Or are you going to go out there?
No, I have to call him tonight and talk some more.
Yeah. How much they offer you? I'll hit the delay. Just tell me.
In L.A.
Yeah. Okay. That's a lot of cash.
Sure is.
And for some people, that's enough money to turn your back on people.
Don't do this. Why do you want to make this harder on him? He's already beating himself up over it.
I'm just saying, at a certain point, you got to forget where your family is, and you have to go off.
Such a tool sometimes.
Why?
Because when you're back with your family, walk away. Leave us in the dark. People that love you. Go ahead, Los Angeles. Cold, dark Los Angeles.
But you look at the cost of living, so maybe that's... if he's getting X amount of dollars, then maybe is that only like a 50% raise?
I think the cost of living is about double out there.
Okay.
So the money is 4 times.
It's still enough of a raise to turn your back on the people that care about you. Nobody cares about him in California. If he falls and stumbles in California, there'll be no one there to pick him up. There'll be no one there to care. There'll be no one there to wipe away.
See how far you're going to go with that.
If they're offering him that much money and it's going to be over 2 stations, he knows what he's doing. This is not anything that's going to be a struggle for him. I'll bet he takes it. And there's nothing I can do about it.
You would think the company would be smart enough to find some money somewhere like they did for that wall, somewhere in a little cash sitting away someplace.
Well, that's what I told him. I said, you know what? If you can't give Rob a raise, just buy a wall once a month and then tell him the other one fell in.
Yeah, more walls that fall down in Dallas.
And just, do that for a couple of years until you can get him to a decent raise.
Yeah.
And that was the goal with syndication. And that's the only reason I really give a flip about it, because
it'll bring in more cash and you can do what you want.
And I can funnel that off to Rob. Then once he gets to an acceptable level, then, you divvy the rest of it up, like what O'Malley was saying. Mm-hmm. Take the cash and shoot it in different directions. But Rob's trying to have a family. And if he ever figures out what's wrong with his mutated sperm, he may have a baby.
They will. They'll figure it out. They'll probably do.
So he's got to start saving money. I wouldn't blame him if he went to California and shunned his family.
And would making, that much amount of money more, would that possibly help him and Wendy get to that point of where maybe they could explore different possibilities of getting pregnant?
Yeah.
Intro costs a lot.
And that's a lot of money right now.
Oh, yeah. He was talking about that land in the same breath. He goes, that land I can buy out by Garrett. I can write a check for it. And we always have a backup producer.
Trey don't want to come back.
He does. He's standing here.
Well, he comes back just for a few hours a day when he's got time, when he's not selling land. Do you want a break? Sorry, Trey. We'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show.
I didn't get a chance to ask during the break. Did Rob really ask you about the land?
Oh, yeah, he called me this morning. Said he wanted to talk to me about buying some land.
What would be your advice? There's not, because normally when I asked you about buying a house, you'd say, well, let me run the comps for the neighborhood, see what the house should be worth, then we'll look at it.
He didn't fill me in on the details until this afternoon when I got here, so I didn't know. I've missed all the town stuff.
Oh. You didn't know about any of this?
No, he was very vague with me this morning when I talked to him on the phone. Okay, well, I'll talk to you when you get here because I want to run it by you and see what you think. And
he told JD that he didn't think we should mention the name Garrett anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because his reasoning behind that is we're driving up the value of the land.
Absolutely.
You gonna let him do it?
If you only want,
I don't even know why I asked that. Because if you don't help him with it, he'll do it on his own.
If he really wants to do it, I mean, I will help him with it.
Let's just buy land. Why would that be bad? Anywhere, pretty much.
Well,
except Cedar Hill.
Except
Cedar Hill.
Yeah.
Because
and Trey still thinks I should go up on the price of the land.
Well, sure. If you haven't sold it at this price,
yeah,
you always go up. Oh, what's your thinking there, Trey? Seriously, if you haven't sold it at this price,
it gives him a reason not to have why he didn't sell it.
It's overpriced. It'll be ridiculous.
Because there's fun. I mean, the activity is increasing at a rate, and we actually did get an offer.
That one doesn't count.
Well, but it's gotten to the point. And honestly,
this was the weirdest thing. Is this family originally called Trey without a realtor?
Okay.
And I've already mentioned the price of the land.
Yeah.
I'm tired of dancing around it. Trey said, "Don't come back with an offer under $250,000 because if you don't, you're not going to hear back from us." They make an offer at $230,000. We never call them back. Okay. They call Trey and want to know what's going on because I told you ahead of time.
People think you're playing the game. They think you're dancing. They don't. Most people don't take that "don't call us back" thing seriously.
Well, and then it went back and forth, and we're not coming off on the price of the land. And I think they thought I was doing it because they were black. Is that right?
It was alluded to at some point, but
do they know who owns the land?
I don't think so.
Well, then how do they know it's not a black person that owns it?
Well,
and Trey never saw them in person, so they just would assume that you could tell they were black over the phone.
Okay.
They could not grasp the fact that he was not coming off the price. I mean, and this went on and on. Well, what if I pay him this? Here's the price.
So you're saying they're stupid, so they're probably black.
Didn't say anything.
Jeez. That's exactly what you're saying.
Who can tell JD's getting more sleep now?
Like a baby.
Like a baby. All right. So, and then it gets squirrelier. Odd offers go back and forth. Then there's a realtor in the picture.
Okay.
And what was the reason they got the realtor?
I guess they thought that she would, that I was dicking them around, so maybe that she could get something done that they couldn't. She's like, well, I'm going to run an offer for $250,000. I said, you're wasting your time. And then
because at this point, now, they're going to cost me another 3% because they brought a realtor into the picture. So I'm going to come off even less.
Now we need to jack the price up.
First of all, someone else gave me that advice.
About raising land?
Yes.
Well, let's not jump to that yet. So then, one of their last offers was, all right, we'll give you $275,000 for the land if you can finance the last $25,000. Well, here's the problem with that. You're going to have to build a house on that a certain size. If you can't finance the land, where's the money coming for the house?
Makes sense. This is a small part of the whole package.
Right. This is supposed to be the smallest part, and you're asking me to finance the last part of the land.
Float me somebody.
And then they come back without the realtor and say, well, I'm scraping this cash together, so it's going to be an all-cash offer at this amount. I want you to write it up. I said, he won't take it. I said, here is the price. So they come back with the agent. And I said, here's the issue is the price I quoted was with just me involved. I said, if you want a full commission, it's not there. I said, but here's what you can make.
So they finally come back. They offer everything for the land. Everything's ready to go. Trey asked for proof of financing, and then they vanish.
Well, they wanted to do 100% financing on the land, which you can't do.
No.
So I don't understand why go through all of this dance if you know that you're not going to be able to finance it. Why bid on the land?
I don't think they realize they couldn't finance it. There are a lot of people who hear all the ads saying 100% financing, and they don't realize
that's only on houses, that you can't do it on land.
Why couldn't you do it on land?
Well, because there's nothing there. There's nothing to foreclose on. That,
Well, you take the land back, and you don't have to worry about kicking anybody out.
Seems like that'd be easier.
They don't do it.
Oh.
Typically, you have to put 20% down on land.
That's what I had to do.
Well, who brought the racist spin into it?
Trey did.
Okay, just asking.
Mm-hmm.
Like the time he talked about the military schools?
No, he didn't really. I think we both assumed that because they kept having different people call and ask the price of the land.
Oh.
And it was the same basic approach.
Different
so
voices.
you kind of knew that they were going to go, well, have one of your white buddies call up and see if the price of the land changed. And since it never did, and there was never any variance, they knew it had nothing to do with that. I'm just not going to take a loss on the land.
Yeah, I mean, I would tell them this is the price, and then that day I would get 4 other phone calls, the same thing. Well,
question.
What's the bottom line on the land? Here's the price. You mean he won't come off anymore? Mm-mm. And it kept going back and forth, and so it got me spooked that.
I bet it did.
Welcome back.
Miss me?
Every day.
Carl, do you still have the audio when Trey was talking about that
coach,
high school coach? What was his name?
DeBerry was a college
Air Force. Fisher DeBerry.
Yeah,
DeBerry.
Do you have the audio of Fisher DeBerry?
He missed you.
Oh. It was actually the promo. Made a promo.
You don't have the original audio?
No, but it has all that encompassed in it.
Oh, what cut?
One.
The Russ Martin Show on Live 105.3.
Set it up again while I'm queuing it up.
This is the Air Force football coach Fisher DeBerry explaining why African American kids are good runners.
Afro-American kids can run very, very well. That doesn't mean that Caucasian kids and other...
Who's he talking to when he's saying this?
It's a press conference.
Bunch of white people?
Yeah, pretty much. And he's explaining why his team is sucking. You don't have enough Afro-American kids.
I ain't got me enough Negroes. White people, they the slow ones. Let me show you this chart. Right here.
I see that.
See the turtle?
The turtle.
That's the white players.
What's the
See this one over here?
Mm-hmm.
See the bunny?
Yes, I see the rabbit.
You see the Peter Cottontail? With the gold tooth?
I see it.
But the black athlete seems to have, statistically, program, seems to have...
I thought this had Trey in it.
It starts right now.
Oh.
An edge as far as the speed is concerned.
And Trey, you explained yesterday his problem with getting black players was what?
Well, any of the military academies are incredibly hard to get into.
Okay.
I mean, most white people can't get into them. But you've got to have like a congressional...
No, that's why Trey's in here.
Now you think it's time to go put on the gorilla outfit?
Russ Martin. Afternoons at 3.
I'm sure Fisher is even more twisted now. Is that his name, Fisher?
Fisher DeBerry.
That he can't get a hold of Vince. Is it Vince Young?
Yes.
Yeah. Because he decided to forego his last year in college, right?
Yes, he's going that audio is cut number 3 if you want to hear it. Wherever there it is.
Right here?
Mm-hmm.
Lose me another speedy Negro to the NFL. Those two actually don't match up. Like Vince couldn't end up where Fisher is. What is Fisher coach again?
Air Force.
Okay. I'm sorry, what cut?
3. Talks about how it's not the money, it's just the...
It is the money.
Well, he say it's not. He repeats over and over and over, it's not the money. It's the love of the game.
Basically, my mom said it was your decision, and that's my decision. I feel like I was ready to go. I accomplished a lot of things. I learned a lot of things in college, and I was ready to move on to the next level.
We know which class he skipped.
I was ready to go. I accomplished a lot of things. I learned a lot of things in college, and I was ready to move on to the next level. Money, man. Money's gonna be there, man. It's just the moments and how much I love football. So money gonna always be there. I know that I'm gonna work hard. I'm not gonna be one of them guys in the league that's gonna be like always complaining about his money. I'm gonna work for my money.
Told you it was love of the game. It's the love of the game.
My original stance on this was perfect. You're not going to need that last year of college. I may take that back.
What's he going to get in this last year that he ain't got in the last 15?
Huh?
15 years of school.
Oh, yeah. He's not going to pick up anything this last year of college. But he might. Yeah. His whole scenario pisses me off.
Why?
There's a picture of him in the paper, riding in a limo.
Sure.
He knows that his college days are over. He only had to suffer through 3 years. And now he's going off to the NFL.
3 years.
And he's, what?
You're not going to compare your college days to his, are you?
I still went longer. How old is he? 21, 22?
21.
I don't think I rode in a limo till I was almost 30. And now he's getting around back and forth. And he's already ready to be a millionaire.
Sure.
Multi-millionaire.
That's too much for one person at once.
Sounds like
at that age.
Why? What's the difference? You're just jealous because you never had a real college career.
And the college has nothing to do with it. The fact that he's 21 and everything just opened up for him.
He's got talent.
Talent. I'm tired of everybody just having, because for him, that's natural talent.
Absolutely.
That's not fair.
Yours is natural talent.
No, it's not.
Yes,
I come in every day
is.
and it's a struggle.
Every day he works.
He doesn't anything. His came straight from God that he's the speedy.
He didn't. He's had to work very, very hard, hours and hours and hours on his profession. They don't just go out and go, look, I can throw a ball. No. What?
I think if you have the talent, I think if you have the talent, yeah, I think a lot of it's just there.
Well, he worked.
The rest of it's conditioning. What?
He worked his ass off to become. Last year, the knock on him was he couldn't pass worth a damn. And this year, all through the offseason,
his passing does look odd.
He has an odd throwing motion, but
Does he always throw from the shotgun?
Pretty much. Just because it gives him the opportunity. He can run, he can hand off, he can scramble, and
well, the whole thing makes sense to me because you're further away from the line.
Right.
So it buys you a little extra time before you get clocked.
Well, plus when you're 6'5", it gives him an advantage that he can see the field.
Is he that tall?
Oh, he's a great big tall guy, too.
He's huge. What's he?
Good looking.
6'5", 238.
Yeah. So he's always done the shotgun?
Yes. I mean, he went under center sometimes, but like for the Rose Bowl
game. He went what?
Under center. That's when he's
at
the line. Got it. For the Rose Bowl game, he was in the shotgun the whole game.
Shotgun makes more sense to me. You get a better, lay of the land. It seems to buy you a little more time. Well, why getting up underneath the center? What's the benefit to that?
Some quarterbacks, like Drew Bledsoe, some quarterbacks seem to play better under center.
And it also helps with the running backs as well.
Yeah.
I don't get that one. Why would it help with somebody else?
Well, the reason why, like when Vince Young or anyone else is in the shotgun and the running back is, say, directly to his side, okay? If it's a play where Vince Young is going to hand the ball to that running back, he has to get the ball first, then start running, building up his speed to get towards the line of scrimmage. When you're up under center and he turns and gives it to the running back now has a few steps already to build up speed before he gets the ball.
All right. The space that you allow yourself can work for you and against you.
Right, depending on your position.
Plus, with him in the backfield, the reason the shotgun makes sense is because he automatically has that first motion where he can either hand the ball to the running back or fake it, but it makes the defense pause because they don't know what he's going to do.
They did a lot of those fakes.
Absolutely.
It's like almost every time, it seemed there for a while, he was either faking it or handing it.
I want him to stay in college.
So do I.
Why?
Trey wants to stay because he's going to UT. I want him to stay because I don't want him to have that money.
Well, he really should go ahead and stay in college anyway, just to finish out the degree.
What good is that going to do? Why? For what?
Why does anybody want to stay in college? To get a degree?
But normally your degree is so you better yourself in your professional field. He doesn't give a rat's ass about anything except football.
But he will someday.
Okay.
Like you do now. You regret not getting your education, your college degree. Emmett Smith, he went back. It meant something to him further down the road that he went in and finished.
Well, Emmett, he did that at the end of his career, didn't he?
I think about midway through. I think Vince will continue to come back and I think eventually he will get his degree.
Yeah. His degree can wait. His body won't.
Well, that is true, but still, I just think eventually he'll regret it, as you have.
I don't think he will. I think at a certain point,
money. Everything's not money to everybody.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Well, what's he going to do with the degree?
Again, what is Emmett going to do with it? It's just to have it. It's the honor.
Well, Emmett, I think Emmett did it for his grandmother, didn't he?
Yes.
That was for his family.
I'm just saying.
So you think he should stay in college?
Yeah.
Oh, the longer he stays out, the less likely he is to go back and get that last year.
No, I think, of course. As long as you stay away from college.
That's what happened to me.
Is that what happened?
So you think he should finish college now?
Sure.
Run the risk of getting hurt on the field in this last year and then maybe not having your NFL career.
He's as strong as he'll ever be now. I just think he should. I think it's sad that he's walking away from USC when he could be a USC graduate. You know, it's like the big.
He plays for UT.
I'm sorry. UT. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
But like I follow football.
Well, you're talking it right now.
I'm not talking football. I'm talking about staying in college.
Okay. Go right ahead.
Like I know nothing about it.
I understand.
Now I've lost my track. It doesn't matter anymore.
You're telling me why he should stay in college?
He just should.
Well, what if he gets hurt his last year and now his NFL career is over?
I just think people, even like Roger Staubach in those days, is he Navy? Help me out, Roger.
Yeah,
yes.
Navy.
Yeah.
Navy.
You know, that was always a big deal. What school he came from, what school he graduated from.
Okay.
Well, in those days, people did not come out early. You stayed your 4 years. I mean,
Why is that?
That's just the evolution of college football and in the NFL.
And the culture of the country as a whole.
What's the culture of the country got to do with it?
Well, perfect.
If I'm in college and it's my option, second or third year if I want to leave and go to the NFL, what do I care about the culture? I want the money.
Oh, exactly. That's what I mean with the changes. Roger Staubach never thought about doing that. And even more so when he was at one of the military.
So you're saying it was a different perspective.
Exactly. And Staubach, in other words, never even... I've never met him, so I don't know, but I'm sure he never thought about leaving
Obviously
school.
It didn't occur to him because he finished up.
Exactly.
Yeah, Staubach actually, I think, had to go serve 2 years before he even went to the NFL.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe with... black kids, if this is a talent you got, it's the only way out. And going through college was what was going to catapult you to the NFL, then you got what you achieved. Yeah. So why finish that last year if you're never going to do anything with it? Well, plus, when he's done with his career, he can go back and get that last year. Mm-hmm. Education will always be there. In fact, there'll be more for him to learn when he's done.
Clearly.
Well, and he will... The chances of him ever being as hot as he is right now after the Rose Bowl performance are slim and none.
Well, that's true. That doesn't make sense.
And do you think drafters, other teams will take that into account?
Absolutely. I mean, you look at everyone's projections. He went from 8 to 12 to top 3 picks.
In 1 year?
In 1 day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what was his season like last year?
It was good, but the knock on him was he couldn't pass the ball. This year, he worked his ass off to develop his throwing, and now, I mean, he is a great thrower and he's a great runner. And there's one other factor in this is that there are 3 teams that he could possibly go to that he wants to play for.
All right.
Houston Texans, the New Orleans Saints, because they'll probably come, chances are they may end up in San Antonio.
Okay.
And the Tennessee Titans, and because Steve McNair was like a mentor to him.
But he didn't get to choose any of those things.
Where
They
you
just
drafted.
luck of the draw. Okay.
So you still think he should stay in school?
I think he should. Obviously, I'm outvoted among the people that know.
That's just common sense. What's going to be in the last year for him? What's he going to achieve that last year? You're right. If he hadn't picked up diction up until now, that last year, it's not like they can use flashcards.
I'm losing this fight.
It's like with Emmett, when you got everything accomplished that you want, then you go back.
You can finish. Okay.
You decide you want to take diction courses before you do your Powerade commercial. I can't guess how many takes it took when Emmett was doing those Powerade commercials. Was it Powerade?
Powerade, yeah. Oh, yeah, it was Barry.
Born to pay.
Born to pay.
My favorite is football.
Emmett, this is English?
Eyes wide.
All right, well, let's try it again.
Huh?
From the top.
How many times I got born to pay?
It's 5 words.
Fruit punch.
7.
How are we doing, Chloe? All right. Hi, Jeremy.
What's up, boss?
Yeah.
Hey, depending on this guy's NFL career, kind of like with Emmett, he could go back to his college and they will throw themselves at him to give him an honorary degree just so they can have his name as an alum, like Emmett. I always thought it was ironic of Emmett, number one, who couldn't speak English, got to go back to school and tell all this graduating class that he graduated with how important a college degree is, and they basically just handed him a degree.
So he didn't go to classes?
No, he went to classes.
Well, yeah, but I mean, who's going to give Emmett Smith, a D?
Yeah, who's going to flunk him out?
Yeah.
They want him on their alums. It brings notoriety to the school.
Well, and also depends on, what you bring to the table. I hate to get too deep here, but if you're not somebody like Emmett Smith, yeah, staying in college probably is a wise decision because...
In the long run.
Right. A lot of people got into college to go get a job. A lot of black players do it because that's their way out of a rotten lifestyle.
Sports.
Absolutely.
Well, Vince Young will always be a UC alum, whether he has a degree or not. He will be worshipped and revered for years and years to come, regardless if he gets his degree.
I don't think it should start now. JD's right. Stay in college.
That's your only reason. You don't want to see him get all the good stuff.
I think it's the front page of the paper. It was either the front page of the paper or the front page of the sports section.
Sure. They're going to drive
him in the limo, and his entire life is just filled with glory.
Just because he's 21? That's what bothering you
That's
the most?
probably the biggest part. Look how long we had to struggle before we got to any
just two different
semblance of a luxurious lifestyle.
We weren't on that talent level at that age.
We weren't speedy.
Couldn't throw a ball.
I lost this job. I couldn't do anything.
You could.
No, I couldn't. I could lay tile. You think I get to keep the house I'm in just by laying tile?
You're not going to lose this job.
I don't know that.
You fought very hard to be here. You're not going to lose this job. It's like him saying, oh, you know what, if I lose my arm tomorrow, he's not going to. Then he won't have a career either because he can't do anything else.
That's just scary to stop and think for a second. Like, Trey's got
real estate,
and I'm sure there are other things that he could do. What else can you do?
I can do a lot of things.
All right. So if you were to lose the real estate job, you'd get into what?
I can go work for a company, do whatever. I mean, I'm trainable. They can do sales, finance.
So you never thought about it?
Well, I thought, I applied for jobs going out of college, but I didn't.
But that's my thing, is if I lost this job today, I have no marketable skills. I can't go out and all of a sudden work as an accountant or build things. I can't.
That's like an airline pilot saying, if I lost the ability to fly tomorrow through medical, whatever, I've got nothing to fall back on.
Well, most of those guys have degrees and they have other stuff that they can do.
Most of them aren't trained to go do anything else but fly airplanes.
It's just, it's
everybody's. A lot of people are in that position.
It's very disturbing.
Why? You're not going to lose this.
If you lost this job and you know there's nothing, because I don't want to stand next to you and hand out key fobs at Exxon.
Neither one of us will ever go back to Exxon.
We don't know that.
Well, that's true. I don't. You don't. I'll try to get one near your house.
So I don't have to drive far to work. Because there are times I pull up to the house and it's hard for me to understand that I live there, and for this point in time, I can afford to stay there. But there was also a Major League Hockey player that was living in that house who thought he had enough cash for that and helicopters and party buses, and he had to sell it.
Things change, but this won't.
Hey, I'm sure he thought he was always going to play hockey, or the season they weren't going to have a year where they never played. Something bad's on the horizon for me.
What's saying that? God, you are such a...
I see a bad moon horizon. You want a break? All right, we'll be back.
Bust it. We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. It's an afternoon fraternity with a lot of hazing. The Russ Martin. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
Anybody heard Roth?
I have not heard him since the first couple days.
No, just that the same as you that first day, about 5 minutes.
I heard him for the first time today.
How is he?
Crappy. I heard him once early.
Hang on, I bet Chloe's listening. Chloe likes it.
Oh, yeah, I like him. I haven't had a chance to listen today because I was sick this morning and didn't even get out of bed till late. So,
What did he talk about today?
I listened for about 9 o'clock, and I couldn't really. There were so many voices chirping in and out. I finally just turned it off because it frustrated me. Then I turned them back on like at 10:15, and he was telling some anecdote about when he was on tour with Black Sabbath, and he and Ozzy got all screwed up, and Ozzy went in the wrong hotel room. It was sort of a funny story, but it's like you can't. There's not that many stories that you can tell that fill 4 hours a day.
Yeah, that's a guest story. That's a story I would tell if I was on somebody else's show.
Remember the time.
Yeah.
How many people does he have on that show?
I don't know.
He's got like 3 or 4 floating in and out. I don't think he's determined who he really wants on like full time yet.
Sounds like he's having to resort to stories like that early on. Like when Chevy Chase did his TV talk show, you could tell he had problems from the beginning because he kept bringing in people from the vacation movies. He had nothing else to do. And I think 6 weeks or 2 months in, the show was gone.
I think it was 6 weeks. Yeah, he struggled early. Running all his buddies for the first week.
And we have a couple of cuts from last week's show if you want those. They're over there.
Where?
Right there.
Didn't you hear Adam Carolla in L.A. when you were out there?
I did.
And? We talked about this already?
On the phone briefly.
Oh.
He was out in L.A.
It's one of those things. I think he has potential. There was an awkwardness that I think comes. I don't think any of them realized how hard it is to fill 4 hours a day. I mean, I think Carolla's used to Loveline, where he has Dr. Drew, and it's a very call-intensive show. Where this show, he's trying to come up with funny stuff. There's some cute moments here and there, and I think he might have the talent to do it. But why they didn't let these guys ease into this, I don't understand.
What would make sense to me is you put them in a studio for 3 months leading up to January 3rd or whatever day they went on.
Right.
Make them do a show every day. That way, when January 3rd rolls around, in your head, it ain't your first day on the air, and you just kind of flow into it. And if you came up with anything funny over the previous 3 months, use that.
I had no idea when we first started this what it was going to be like to talk for 4 hours a day. No concept. Even Stern had a problem this morning because they don't have any commercials. He said, we've got to start playing commercials, and I want them on the air tomorrow because I had time to go to the bathroom. We don't have it. Gary and him said we don't have time to talk about where the show's going next segment.
Yeah, you have to take
exhausted.
those breaks.
Yeah.
I told him all of this years ago.
I know you did.
For a lot less money.
I know.
That all these things were going to be, it's September 11th, the 1 year anniversary. CBS decided we're not playing spots all day just out of respect. Well, you know what? I'm not talking for 4 hours straight. I got to have a break, mentally and pee-pee wise. So we'd have like 5 minutes spots of dead air.
Yeah, I just walked away.
We should do that again.
It was kind of fun, actually.
Well, we left the mics on, so it was like listening to a satellite feed when nothing's going on. But there's not going to be another time that this show's not going to have spots, especially now that we got DLR on in the morning.
No, they'll put them on here.
Has the spot load increased, have you noticed?
Well, it's hard to say because it's the beginning of the year, and it's always slow at the beginning of the year. However, it has picked up faster than it did last year. So
Did it normally start to pick up mid-February?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but starting about February, but it's already started rocking because we're up to almost full.
out of curiosity, what do they decide from that 2 to 3 hour?
Are they running us?
Best of us.
Because I was surprised to hear David Lee Roth at 10:30 this morning, so I didn't know if.
Yeah, I thought he got off directly at 10.
I don't know. Gavin.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Talking.
Who are you talking to?
Westwood One.
Oh. About what?
Programs.
Which ones?
Just various ones.
What day part?
I don't know, just... I'm trying to think. We're talking about a Grammy package. Just things like that.
Oh. Going to the Grammys this year?
Trying.
Oh, okay. I need to get more money for Rob, or we're going to lose him to L.A. And how's the show running from 2 to 3 every day here?
It's going okay. Ultimately, we'd like you on for 2 to 3. That would be sweet.
Live from 2 to 7?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ram that in his neck. Is your door unlocked? Unlock it. Clothes coming.
We would pay you handsomely.
You want me to do 5 hours?
Of course. But, Jesus, get that out of here.
That don't sound like it went in.
Hang on. No, come on! He doesn't know about the switch thing.
I understand. It's got. It's got.
There's no switch thing! There's no switch thing!
Did he cuss?
No, he didn't cuss. He stabbed him.
Sometimes
it doesn't work.
Huh?
Sometimes that little safety switch doesn't work.
Yeah, it does.
Apparently not.
If it's got the blade shoots straight out, and if it meets any type of resistance, it's got a little spring. Like, see here, if I hold it, I'm not shooting my hand.
Why?
Yeah.
If it works.
Well, I'll do it here on the mic. Watch. See? Stops.
Okay. All right.
That doesn't work.
It didn't. It didn't. It just stuck him.
Did it really stick him?
I mean, not bad, but it stuck him pretty good.
Did you get him in the neck?
It's enough to where I didn't get a chance to the neck. He was like right in his chest. And he goes,
What's the matter?
Nothing.
When did this come up of me doing 2 to 3 live?
Well, it's just a dream, but, we can always dream.
Mm. So is the show not running well from 2 to 3?
No, it's running fine.
Oh.
Absolutely, it's running fine.
I think that's oversaturation.
To do the best of?
Yeah. You get any calls about it?
I haven't received many, no. I think people are content.
And it also seems like you're going to run out of stuff sooner or later to run from 2 to 3 because we allocate most of the best stuff for the month that we take off every year.
Yeah. Well, we have a lot to pull from. 5 years.
Well, they're not running stuff past a certain date.
Oh, you never
because of problems with audio,
That's right.
things that didn't get archived, and Gavin's worried about FCC stuff.
Okay.
Things that we got away with in the past under this new climate, the atmosphere, maybe it might not float.
Okay.
So there's some things that we can't air because of quality and some things because ain't nobody got no balls.
We have a limited pool, okay.
Right. So how late is David Lee? Is he supposed to stop at 10?
Yeah. He usually runs till about 10:15, 10:20.
Okay. How long do you think before they pull him?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I don't. I'm not going to answer any of those questions.
Any memorandums come down from corporate?
Memorandums regarding...
Anything?
No. No, I know I'm putting in my daily input.
About the show?
Of course.
Are they asking for it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
For David Lee Roth?
Yeah.
Oh, that would drive you
obviously
crazy.
We're a large market, so I'm giving them the input of the listeners and what I feel as though the show needs to improve on.
What do you tell them? How you telling a national guy how to run a show?
Why?
How?
How?
Yeah.
No, I don't tell him directly. I just tell the people in New York that are working with him.
Oh.
You have to break out a thesaurus to look up new words for suck every day.
Yeah, you don't want to be repetitious.
Used blow.
All right. What about the money for Rob? Rob's got a job offer in L.A.
This is the first I'm hearing about it.
I found out at like 3:15. He came in the studio and starts crying.
Well, I'd like to see the offer, what it is, what the company is.
What difference? Which company? You want to make sure that it's a valid offer?
Yeah, we always like to find out. Sure.
Oh.
I mean, we're not saying he's lying or anything like that. And then we'll present, and obviously we don't want to lose him as an employee.
How much can we get him?
I don't know. I need to know. I need to sit down with him and talk to him about it and see what his mindset is. And
he wants to leave.
He doesn't want to leave.
I don't think he wants to leave, no.
Oh, he wants the money.
Yes.
Right. Well, there's also a huge cost of living difference there.
How much?
I would say about $50,000.
50,000 what? Cost 50,000 more to live there?
Yes.
Well, they're offering much more than that.
Well, you got to take cost of living into consideration.
Oh, they've already done that.
Yes.
Okay.
To get him to stay, we're going to have to give him money because he likes that.
Well.
Very nice.
We all do.
Okay. But I need him to stay because he's a worker.
And I understand that.
We need to give him money. He likes that.
Well, I need to sit down with him and get his thoughts. And
his thoughts is he wants more money. Wow. He likes that.
Well, that's understandable, but every employee can't come to me regarding money.
Well, I think Rob can. This show makes enough money to where the producer should have a healthy lifestyle. We're not giving him enough money. He don't like it.
Does anyone else want money while we're at it?
Probably everyone in the room.
I'm sure.
Did you bring enough money for everyone?
Nope. Don't even have any for myself.
Really?
Yeah.
What about the extra cash you're getting from screwing up KRLD?
Never got it.
You haven't gotten a bump in salary yet?
Nope.
How did that happen?
I don't know. Ask the people above me.
Well, how did you negotiate a contract for a new station and not get a bump?
I'm just waiting on it.
So it's coming.
Sure.
So you don't know if it's coming?
They told me it's coming.
How much of a raise do you get?
It is considerable. Considering the raise that I was supposed to get from here,
okay,
plus the raise from there.
All right, so total you're going to get what? 20%? 40? 60?
I'm not going to give percentage of my salary.
Well, we don't know what your salary is, so it means nothing to us. I'm just curious.
You took on double the work.
Yeah.
Did you get a 100% raise?
No.
75.
I don't know the percentages. I'd have to.
Yes, you do. Anytime anybody talks about money, you know exactly what you're getting.
I really don't. I know the specific numbers.
So how come you're not getting it yet? You've been programming KRLD for a couple of months now.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's one of the question marks that I have as well.
And what do they say when you say, where's my money for running KRLD?
They're saying, we're working on it.
Okay. That's irritating, isn't it?
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. I know exactly how everyone feels now.
What's the turnaround time before you start getting paid?
I
didn't know they were screwing him.
I didn't either. He's kept this to himself.
I have. I didn't want to bring it up on air.
You seem very bitter.
Yeah. To say disappointed is true.
Right.
I'm not the only one.
Who else are they screwing around?
Well, there are other people, obviously, that we need to get under contract.
Yeah. See, had you guys gotten Rob under contract, like I asked before, he couldn't even entertain an offer from L.A. Because contractually, he couldn't do anything. Now, we're going to have to offer him more money. He likes that.
Well, I'll sit down with Rob and I'll figure out his situation.
His situation is he wants more money.
Well, I understand, but I can't open my wallet.
He likes
I have
that.
to get the situation, then I have to go to my superiors and tell them the situation.
All right.
And then we work from there.
All right. Go tell him that Rob wants more money.
Well,
he likes that.
God, the world you live in and the world I live in are complete opposites.
I don't think so.
I do.
I try and keep this show as low maintenance as possible, short of any anguish that might seep out of here and get into your room.
And for a show of your magnitude, you do a great job with that.
I like to keep things as like our own country. I don't ask for anything unless it's something that I need to import. And right now, we need to import money. He likes that.
And I understand, but I can't just write him a check today.
Well, why don't you go talk to him right now and find out how much money he wants?
I will. This is the first I'm hearing about it now.
Well, now it's a concern for me, and I have to worry about that, and that's going to put more pressure on me, and I'm not going to be able to deliver a show every day for the listeners who deserve nothing short of superiority.
That is true.
And they're not getting that today because I got to talk to you about Rob and getting him more money.
Well,
he likes that.
Well, this is the first I'm hearing. Rob has not brought it to my attention.
Seriously, just find out what's going on. Unless it's a hose, and I didn't get a chance to ask JD off the air, so I don't know.
No, as far as I know, it's totally up, straight up. Swear on my kids.
Okay. So now to start off, I got to worry about losing Rob, and I know you guys aren't going to put an ad in the paper or make a national search to find me another producer. So the goal is to keep Rob.
Well, the goal is to keep all our employees here.
Well, mostly Rob.
And Rob's a great employee.
We need to keep him.
Well, I understand that.
How are we going to keep him?
More money.
He likes that. Why don't you go talk to... How long before we need a break? We just come out of a break?
Oh, yeah, we're cool. We're cool for at least 10 minutes.
Oh, all right. You want to do news?
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you go talk to him and then get back with me?
Well, I got to get back. I got to get to my superiors.
Well, find out what he wants.
Well,
I don't know how much he's going to want to stay here. The thing you have on your side is he wants to stay here with his family. But they're offering enough money to where he's going to turn his back on the people that love him.
Well, I understand that. We'll take cost of living into consideration. We'll see what the offer is. We'll discuss it, and we'll see what we can do. I think that's very fair.
I don't think it's going to work.
It's not going
I see Rob packing already.
Well,
and not because he doesn't love us, because he just has to do the right thing for Wendy and his family.
Gavin, do you realize the hell your world will become if Rob leaves?
I completely understand that, Trey. In fact, before Rob was there, I did a lot of the work myself, so I completely understand. And if anyone knows the value of Rob, I think it's me.
Aren't you the little pissant?
No, I've just...
You seem to be getting twisted.
I'm just stating the fact.
He's right. If I lose Rob, fire and brimstone. Mm-hmm. Every day. Every day. You're going to live in lava.
Well, we'll see what we can do.
Great. I'm reassured.
Well, this is the first I'm hearing about it.
Did you fart?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What are you farting about?
What just happened?
Well, normally with JD, there's a reason.
I had both burgers today.
Oh, all right. I got to go. Valerie's on the hotline. Yes, Valerie?
While you're asking for more raises, I think I deserve some more money.
Did you not get a raise at the first of the year?
I don't know.
Oh.
There's not enough that they could pay me. I just need to be happy.
I don't think Gavin is obviously Gavin's not the person to negotiate for you because he's having a hard time getting his own salary.
That's actually really sad. I hate to hear that because Gavin works his ass off.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry to hear that for him.
Because he's here well after 7 o'clock every day because he gets here at a certain time and he's playing catch up late into the night.
Oh, you wouldn't believe the email, for stuff that he needs to get to me in the morning. It comes through at 1 o'clock in the morning, so he's not even in bed at 1 o'clock in the morning. So to know that he's not getting the money that he should get is sad. But
maybe I'll have to handle this on my own.
Can I have a raise?
Yes. You like some more money?
Please.
All right. What's the matter with you?
Nothing. Since you're asking for raises, I thought.
All right.
Hell, I get up at 4:30, and now I'm, Howard's not here, so I could use more cash.
All right. It's like talking to Betty Rubble.
I'm trying to be nice.
I know where you're going with this.
You're being maniacal.
Yeah. All right. I'll look into it.
Work on it. Thank you.
Okay. All right. You ready for news?
She scares me when she laughs.
Try working with her.
No.
And I a lot of times I forget all the tumultuous times that we had when she was doing mornings with me at the Eagle, and I thought, you know what, I'll have her come back.
Sure.
Because we talked about having her come back, just read news, and then, you know, she'll go back and they'll hose her down and stick her back in her little box, and then come back in an hour and do more news.
Yeah. That could work.
It could, but if she ever gets twisted about anything, you have to deal with her here in the studio. On the phone, unless she's figured out a way to get around it, she can't get you.
Maybe that's why she was laughing.
Yeah.
She found out a way to creep through the phone line.
I've never seen one of her fits. I've heard about them. I've heard they're legendary. How have you seen them, Trey? How did I miss it?
Where was she and McNeil would get into it?
Mm-hmm. Where was I?
I don't think you were here yet. It was just, usually late morning, and oh my Lord, she's frightening. I mean, people literally, when Bob and Valerie were yelling at each other, we were ducking into rooms.
And locking doors, not just closing them, just in case.
Yeah, because if Valerie will chase the person that she loves out of their own home in their socks while she's holding a gun, with McNeil, that's just that's a cap in the ass. She don't care.
She'll go into the office and come out wearing his skin.
Dancing with her arms in the air. I am Bob.
Sorry, I missed it. We bring her in here long enough just to see it fit.
I would like her in some type of enclosure. Maybe a shark cage. Her in one, me in another one.
Double.
Yeah.
Okay.
She is.
I've never seen it.
When we were doing stuff on the Eagle Morning Show, I would go off in a direction on a bit, and she and I had never talked about it, and she'd follow along like we had rehearsed it for months. And there are other times she would just get into one of her zones, and you don't want to go anywhere near it because you wouldn't leave with it.
I just can't imagine. Never seen it. And am I the only one that's never seen this? O'Malley, have you seen it?
Oh, yeah.
Where was I?
I don't know.
At home, safe.
Oh, yeah. At the Eagle Days, the very first time, I was like, what in the world is that? Because my desk was right around the corner from the studio. I just heard this big yelling back and forth. It'd be like, what? And the door would close and be like, the door would open again and be screaming, yelling, stuff throwing.
And her voice carries because it's loud.
I just can't imagine.
I remember the day. It was the day the war started in Iraq, and we were coming back early from vacation. And Bob had brought Valerie in case we didn't come in, just to read news periodically. And then he told her, all right, we don't need you. The show's coming live.
Okay.
She lost it. And that was and it basically saying, hey, you don't have to work today. She went ballistic. And that's what, they screamed at each other. Bob fired her.
He used to fire her twice a week.
Yeah. Or she quit.
Yeah.
And that was one of the ones I witnessed as well. Trey and I were that was the day Trey and I dove into the other studio and then tried to barricade it with whatever we could find, because there's not a lock on that door.
She weighs 100 pounds.
That didn't make any difference.
I don't think that matters. She would come through, since, the studios are all raised, she'll come up out of the ground.
Yeah. And that's nothing to her.
It's just coming out of the ground.
Mm-hmm. And we haven't clocked her, so we don't know actually how long it takes her to peel a human. So you want to find a good place to hide.
I just farted again.
You want a break, man? All right, we'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show.